Welcome back under the rug, people. For anyone that may be here already, you can let me know if you can hear me quite fine. I think last week Tito was having some audio issues. So let's just have a roll call. Let me know if or who is present, if you can hear me fine. But welcome. And boy, look here, I must say, y'all know I love y'all when I doing this show today. Cause boy, I just reached home not too long ago. It's been a super long, hectic, busy day. For those that may not know, I'm in the process of opening my first storefront location, and so trying to go through that entire process and do these shows on a weekly basis is quite challenging. But I get encouraged every time I run into some of you guys on the street, and you recognize my voice on my face, and you hail and you say how much you enjoy the show. Those things are very motivating, and moves me to suck it up and do the show every week, even though it may be rough. For the past couple of months, it's been quite busy and quite rough to try and do this. That's why you see early on, for those of you that have been following the show for a long time, I used to have a lot of set topics and targeted topics for shows, but lately we just have been winging it for the past, I guess, month and a half or so. We've been just talking about current events that's happening in the Bahamas, because we usually try to avoid politics on this show, because basically everyone else is talking about politics in the country, and we have a lot of deep-rooted issues that we need to discuss that we often don't, and that's what this show was created to do. But like I said, it's been tough trying to put together topics and really stick to those topics, because I've been so busy and I haven't been on social media a lot lately, and that's where a lot of the topics used to come from, because you would see certain viral posts, certain topics that you would want to talk about pop up on your timeline, or you just see discussions happening on your friend's timeline. And so I used to get a lot of topics from them, but I have not been on social media a lot lately, so it's been difficult with the topics, which is why a while ago I put out on the Facebook page asking for suggestions for topics for the day's show. Let me just hail some of you guys. You guys are hailing. Hey, Nadia. Hello, Andrea. What's happening, Gerard? Hello, Kendora. Thank you guys for the commitment, for you guys tuning in every week. You know what I mean? It's I know it's tough. I know you could be doing a lot of things, and we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hello, Charlotte. Hello, Vitsna. Hello, Mernal. Nadia say, hey, Greg, make some of your cookies dairy and gluten-free. Thanks. Well, those are coming, Nadia. Like I said, working on opening the store. So once the store is open, I'll be able to hire people and we'll be able to do a lot more. So look for it in the near future. But for everyone that's here watching, hello, Lynette. For everyone that's watching right now, please, I ask that you go ahead and share the video. Hit that share button, that's free. That don't cost you nothing. It don't take much of your time. That literally takes less than a second to go ahead and hit that button. So please go ahead and share the video. Let's get more people watching as we wait for Chrissy to arrive. I just called her a while ago. She's trying to get some stuff sorted out, and then she'll be joining shortly. So in the meantime, please go ahead and hit that share button. And again, we appreciate you guys. Gerard says, Dito, your resident international guest. Yes, Dito is always here, which I greatly appreciate. Hello, Michelle. And Dito, where you live? You live in LA. Dito lives somewhere in the States. I think you live on the West Coast somewhere. I could be mistaken. But let me go through some of the suggestions that you guys made that participated in the post on the on our Under the Rug Media Facebook page, which I asked that you guys go ahead and like the page if you haven't already. And trust me, Facebook is let me know just who ain't like the page when I done invite them. I's luck, and I could see when I invite you and you ain't like the page yet. I tell you, I can start calling some of you all out. That don't cost you all nothing to like the page. You all come here and watch the show, but no one like the page. Okay, so I was right. Yeah, Dito, you in Los Angeles. So please go ahead, like I said, share, and I'll read. I made a post earlier because, like I said, it's difficult for me to pinpoint topics because of how busy I am lately. So I was asking for you guys that tune in on a regular basis to give us some suggestions. And we got some interesting suggestions from some of you guys. We got some comedians, of course. And Sean is saying LA in the house. Oh, Sean, you in LA too? Okay, we got a lot of Bahamians abroad, a lot of Bahamians living in LA. I think we had some people from which country was it last week? Well, I can't remember. But all over the world, people are tuning in. So Bahamians, you're all getting out and about and you're all traveling and living in places all over the globe. which is great. But we can need eventually some of y'all to start coming back and help us to build this nation into the great nation we know it could be. All right, let's see what some of the topics was. I get on this video here. Let's get off of that. And I'll read some of the suggestions. I want to get the name right because someone made a suggestion about food. You know, some people always thinking about their belly, especially if you're Bahamian. Let's see. Okay, so here I ask, what would you guys like us to discuss? Alexander Sargent decided to be a comedian, and he said he wanted the topic to be why cheesecake is superior to banana bread. And I had to let him know that, he was absolutely incorrect because cheesecake will never be superior to banana bread. And the discussion, there's nothing to discuss there. Nothing to discuss, especially good banana bread. Now, I see you maybe, Alexander, maybe you ain't had the right banana bread yet. You ain't run into that Bahamian that is make that right, nice, moist, sweet banana bread. You ain't run into that yet. And for those that like banana bread, how much of y'all and had tuna on y'all banana bread? Y'all has put tuna on it? Listen to me. Try that out. One of the best things you could ever do. Put some tuna on that banana bread. All right, let's see what other topics you guys said. Okay, Silver Johnson says life after 12% VAT. Now, as we all know, VAT is going up on Sunday. Today is Thursday. For those that'll be listening later, today is Thursday, and this Sunday, which is July 1st, that's up May for y'all Christians. They whop the VAT on y'all good Sabbath day. On the day y'all is go to church and dedicate your life to the Lord, the day y'all supposed to be at peace, they whop that VAT on y'all. Mother's sick, no love. So on Sunday, everything will be 4.5% more expensive because the incentives or the exclusions don't kick in until August. So what, as Bahamians say, not VAT, Bahamians say what on everything on Sunday, every single thing. So your bread basket items and stuff are not going to be VAT free until August 1st. So we have a whole month to pay your 12% on everything. So life after VAT, hey, you got to make the adjustment. What the Speaker of the House tell you all? Hey, listen, the Lord could provide for you all, man. Just pray on it, man. The Lord could provide. That's what the Speaker tell you, and you all like to be, you all big Christians. He say, hey, listen, the Lord will provide. So that's what got happen life after VAT. That's what the Speaker of the House say. So Silver, we could discuss that a little more later on. Christina is here. She looking mad. She looking pissed off. She looking sweaty. Chrissy, what's going on? You look a little greasy there. You hot, eh?
No, I'm not hot.
Oh, okay.
Just, I guess whenever I
you just glowing like that.
Y'all used to see me with makeup on. Yeah, I had a little makeup on today. I was smearing my mouth. Now, let me just say for the record, I am a Christian and I do believe the Lord provides. The Lord came through for me just yesterday. Bankhead bounce. However,
all right.
I don't want Peter Turnquest to confuse the Lord providing with the Lord.
No, that's Halston Moutry.
Foolishness. Oh, Halston Moutry. Oh,
yeah, the Speaker.
The Lord condoning foolishness by irresponsible damn legislators who have wasted our money from 1973 till now, who have squandered, stolen, just ridiculously pissed away our money, and not a Christ thing has happened to them. Not a Christ thing, like your stupid mistakes.
And we have to pay for it. You know what I mean? Isn't it beautiful?
It's ridiculous.
That must be a lovely life. You get access to billions of dollars. You get to spend it however you want. You don't have to answer to nobody. And if you mess it up and blow it, you just tax the people and make more. Isn't that wonderful?
It's so, it's, I know that life is not fair, even though I believe life is fair, but it is so, you would think that after now, we about to celebrate. I just get my email this morning for the 45th anniversary of independence. Why the fuck you send that to me? Anyway, Lord, let me stop. I'll be celebrating July 4th.
You switch on us.
Yeah, the Bahamas making me switch, Greg.
You switch on us, man.
They testing me, man. They testing me.
Testing your love for the country. Testing your Bahamianness.
Come Sunday. And let me just say, the people who've been dollar whining on the Bahamas and using our treasury and our resources for centuries, their families gonna be good.
Of course.
But then again, I blame the Bahamian who eating fucking ramen and hot dog and who just allow people to throw doggy on them. Good for you.
Hold on, what?
Fucking stupid.
How you get to eating ramen and hot dog and getting doggy throw on you, Chrissy?
Yeah, I just came out.
You get that.
I just get, you know what it is? I get so upset and incensed Because, okay, yes, I understand the government's fiscal position, right? But why is no one made to account for the stupid bullshit they do?
Well, when you think about it, who wants to be accountable for anything they do? Not just with government, but you look
I
at how,
do. You
but
do.
but look at, well, we different, but you look at how most people operate, right? And you check their behavior. A lot of people don't hold themselves accountable in our society, and that's like I say all the time. When you look at how your government is acting, your government comes from you. It comes from this society. Government is a direct reflection of its society. And so if we don't hold ourselves accountable, how can we expect them to hold themselves accountable?
Yes, Greg, I hear you. However, when we as human beings in our personal power space don't hold each other accountable, the citizenry ain't got to pay for that.
Well, I agree, and that's the stakes that's the stakes of being in government. You know what I mean? That's they get the perks. Let me say the perks. At least they get to do whatever they want, and nothing happen with the money. How much billions of dollars we waste. How much money they don't make off of the 7.5% VAT? More than 2.5 billion.
2.5 billion.
Where that is?
And I could see if shit was working at home. When that disgusting Perry Christie led the hurricane insurance lapse, did he pay a price? When that disgusting Frank Watson buy them shitty Defense Force boat, what didn't fucking work? Did he pay a price?
Of course not. We can pay for it.
You see, anyway, let me stop calling the rule. I got to have a lobotomy so I could forget.
But that's amazing. Like, we were getting a certain amount of revenue. They say they can implement VAT at 7.5% to pay down the debt, right? How is it that we make $2.5 billion in the debt increase? 2.5 extra billion.
And then what hurts me too? And again, I know, people support these political parties. We all have a special place for certain things we support. But how could you constantly condone bullshit and call it support?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, friends of mine who were in both governments with financial degrees co-signing on to this fuck.
Of course.
Year after year from 1973.
Mm-hmm.
From 1973, when you look at the bullshit we have co-signed on to.
Yep.
Just because we support a particular color.
Of course. You see Timothy Roberts say 85% of Resolve, BOB's bad loans are being written off and we paying for it.
And must be nice. Must be nice that all apart them. Anyway, Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
but again, speaking of, I mean, you see your boy Travis was in the house. He made a big speech in the house yesterday.
I saw that trying to change the Westminster system.
No. Well, I wouldn't say trying to change it, but I mean, he mentioned it. But we know what that was, Chrissy. I mean, let's be honest. Now it was a well written speech. It was, it had people crying in the hood. People
about time. Travis got some PR working for him.
I tell man, listen, he most had me. The tear was in my eye, just thinking about coming down a little bit. But then he said, "Wait, Greg, catch yourself, boy. What you did? You can't laugh." No. That's why I say almost. The tail was in the duct. You know that it's in the duct. Like he was getting ready. He was loosening up his belt to get ready.
You light.
No, man. It was getting ready to drop out. But then I had to catch him and say, "Hey, catch yourself, boy. What's wrong with you? You know what this is. This is the big PR move because he was double talking. You can't say, oh, you stand for the people and this and that. But listen, Menace is the right Menace doing the right thing, and I sticking with him. Even though I don't agree with what he's doing, I can stick with him. What much double talk?
Again, in our system, and one of the things that has come out as well is how many people who are in our system of parliamentary governance who have no clue as to how it is run. For example, Ivan Johnson was in the Punch today talking about how apparently under the Westminster Conventions, Travis could afford that being fired.
Yeah.
I am tired of people. Can somebody just tell the truth? Like, is it too much to ask for honest, open dialogue?
Yes.
Is it too much to ask for an open, honest dialogue on what the books look like? Is it too much to ask for some repentance and some come to Jesus moments about what has been done to our people? It is sickening to me that these motherfuckers get away with this shit.
Of course,
because it's like you make the stupidest ass mistakes. You waste up the money. You waste up everything in the government offices. You waste up everything. Every time I pass a government entity in the daytime and I see the light on, I just want to slap the shit out of somebody.
Or how about the government cars always riding about picking up children from school and on the weekend, pulling out from the club at the nighttime and dancing with red plate.
Now, let me just say, There are some persons who are in the civil service at a certain level. Because let's keep it real. A lot of people who work for the civil service, and I used to be one of them, a lot of times there's certain benefits and perks you get to entice you to be in the civil service. Because were you in private enterprise, you'll be doing much better financially. So there's some levels of the civil service where I could understand a perk or two. But stop fucking running out. It's like we have elected over the years. And that's why I say, I gotta step back. Because I get so incensed. We have elected these people who ain't used to a motherfucker, who just waiting for the chance to go into Treasury and skin back their doggy and just juke it on the people. They don't give a shit about expenses. They don't give a shit about, I graphic. Everything's sex. I dare graphic. Look, and I ain't getting no sex, so that's all I think about right now.
I know, that's why
I can't
I was trying to figure out how you throw in doggy on. I say, hold on, where that come from?
At least at home, you could have 6 degrees of separation for doggy. In America, I don't know where these calls come from. Anyway, as I was saying, I am so tired of these people dollar whining on us and getting away with it. From 1973. Look here, when the man who was the Minister of Immigration, and I can call his name, y'all, you do some research. When he did that whole shit with the permits, did anything happen to him? Cost us all that money? No.
Tell us what happened. Let's speaking of immigration.
No, I ain't going through all that.
You ain't gonna say, okay,
my daddy friends. I can't talk about that.
Oh, see, that's the problem. That's the problem.
I don't want to talk about it in a public forum. I really don't.
I get you. Family, no, I get you, and I completely understand.
He has children.
No, I get it. But like I said, that is a part of the problem. And I'm not saying you, Chrissy Love, is part of the problem, but I mean that same, because when it hits home or is close to somebody we know, we tend to pull back and like, boy, let me leave that one alone.
But guess what? But hold on. We might not be able to talk about it. I choose not to talk about it here. But that could have been dealt with. You see, if there were checks and balances in the government, when those who we trust, they call it the human trust for a reason. It ain't just a slogan. There's a reason for the trust. And when you've betrayed the trust or you've broken the trust, then there ought to be consequences for you. But what irks me about my country, people do the most caca. From 1973. Now, let me say, for y'all who's talk your shit, the UBP was doing shit too. But guess what? When we didn't have no rights as black people, we was, that over. Because everybody was getting harvest as people of color. All right? But when our people took over and our people saw what was going on and our people did nothing. They just turned their head and pretend that they was, like they can't see. And now here we are on Sunday. And I know people are saying, oh, y'all need to stop complaining. Our dollar going to be devalued. That's another fucking thing. They're dumb bootleg economists. The dollar being devalued ain't got a fuck to do with the VAT.
No.
I'm just so tired. I'm so glad I fucking.
And that's the thing. They haven't given at least not a satisfactory reason to my understanding as yet as to why they're raising it. The only thing I can see is they are trying to balance the budget in 3 years so that they can have something to say. Hey, look, bam, we balance the budget.
Please. The Bahamas government finances are so fucked.
Yeah.
That even the picture that the FNM is painting, and let me just say, I give them credit. I give this administration credit for opening up the books a little more because we've always operated in secrecy and clandestine behavior ever since the people who look like me and you took over. And so there's a little bit of transparency, but still, there's not an explanation as to what happened. It's like people believe, like you just believe that that's your personal piggy bank.
Yeah.
Pidling did it. Ingram did it. Christy did it. Minister. Like, it is not your personal piggy bank. $2.5 billion. That is a lot of money.
Well, tell me something. You hear this thing with Branson and overhauling the immigration department. And it can cost, how much extra million it can cost now?
And who is the person benefiting from the new software and the new equipment?
Tell us, please. I don't know. Because it seems very strange to me that it can cost. And I want to pull it up. Or somebody, please pull it up for me how much he said. But I think it's like either $9 to $10 million more than it initially was supposed to cost. Yeah. Like this cost just increased.
Convenient.
Millions of dollars. So who is it, Chrissy? Who is going to be benefiting from this?
Let me tell you something. Chrissy Love have a case before the Bahamas government. I don't want these niggas fucking with my money. So
because I found that
investigative journalists. Let them damn stiletto shoe wearing acrylic toe bitches get out there and go do the fucking story. I know, fuck reporter.
I found that quite interesting and weird. That
interesting.
all of a sudden, This thing jumped millions of dollars. Now y'all need more. Like y'all didn't know how much this thing was going to cost. And what exactly is it going to be spent on? Why is it so much?
And then you still spending that money, but you see Brent Simonette out there talking about how they spent all this money. They've been upgrading immigration, but still people ain't coming to pick up their citizenship stuff.
Yeah.
So again, just wasting. Like, we are typical niggas who ain't used to shit.
Mm-hmm.
You give a nigga a rope, you want to be a cowboy. Niggas just, the treasury open. Harvest it. Bark it open.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Free
don't
money.
understand how you could sleep at night knowing that's what you're doing. Like, how you to sleep at night?
I tell you, long time, Chrissy, they justify their actions. They convince themselves that what they are doing is right. They convince themselves. Trust me.
They can't. Anyone with
I
sense.
telling you.
And like I say, when I look at, like, even the former person who handled finances, that nigga's a certified financial analyst. Like, really? Motherfucker, really?
Chrissy, you could justify anything you want to.
You know what, child? Look here. Anyway, good thing my blood pressure was 117 over 79. I ain't gonna let these motherfuckers upset my blood pressure, but I hope you're all ready for Sunday. I hope you're ready for the Shanty Town.
I mean, on the good Sabbath, man, Chrissy, they whop that 12% on you, man.
That's the Sunday grind.
On the good Sabbath, they whop it on you.
And you notice how it going into effect on the 1st. But a lot of the exemptions you want ain't gonna go into effect until August 1st.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
They given, you know what?
But you know what that is, though, Chrissy. And this is I wish people would dive more deeper and think deeper into these things and ask these kinds of questions, right? All of a sudden it's, we want to give the merchants time to make the necessary adjustments and this and that. Listen to me. They have to make the adjustments to implement this 12% VAT. So you all don't have a problem whapping that on you right away. And also, we know what this is. All this is this is a quick money grab. Let's get this 12% on everything before we start to allow these exemptions. They just want to get that big grab of money before the exemptions kick in because they want to meet their target.
It's so sad. And if Bahamians were more, and guess what? Of course, people could say, Chrissy love to talk any old shit because she in America where cornflakes cost $2. But if Bahamians would just not buy a shit,
I think there's a group encouraging a protest that does just that. For the first 2 days of the new VAT hike, they are encouraging people not to purchase anything that has VAT on it. So they encourage you to buy from like the small stores that are not charging VAT. So they want everyone to not spend any money on VAT for the first 2 days as a sign of protest. I can't remember the name of the group, but I think it was a Dr. Archer Cartwright or something. I heard on the radio. Yeah, I heard on the radio earlier today, and they're going to have a protest in Boston Square.
Show now. Let me be
Yeah. So I think so for those that want to participate, they encourage you for the first 2 days of the new 12% VAT implementation to not spend money on anything that is charging VAT at all for the first 2 days as a sign of protest. I mean, I like that people are taking action. I want to encourage them. It's a good thing. I don't know what it's going to do. I don't know if it'll change anything, but I appreciate that people are actually want to do something about it and take some action. You know what I mean?
Hope so.
Yeah. So hopefully something comes out of it.
These greedy retailers, they saving stuff on VAT, but we all know Bahamas retailers historically have never passed on that savings to us.
Mm-hmm.
So people trying to rejoice. Oh, well, if it's cheaper and there's no VAT, that means it'll be cheaper in the store.
No, sir. And I see Crystal is saying import your groceries. Crystal, if you import, you're still paying VAT.
Yeah, and you're paying VAT on freight and duty.
You're paying VAT. Yeah, you're paying more taxes if you import because you're paying your duty, you're paying your VAT. You're paying your VAT on the item and you're paying VAT on the service for the courier that brings the item in. So you're paying VAT twice if you import it. So I don't know if I would recommend importing.
Yeah.
Because you're going to pay VAT twice.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So
it's just a sad situation. And the fact that, again, in this mercurial change in mouth set of people who does run the Bahamas, you could say any old thing when you're in opposition.
And David Strong is saying, come on, Chrissy and Greg, immigration needs the upgrade to too much paper with the system, riddled and ripe with corruption. Listen, David.
We're not disputing that, but how long have you tried to fix immigration?
Thank you, David. No one is saying
open immigration. Y'all find the stuff that was tea from immigration when Fred Mitchell was the minister.
See, David.
How much times we done from Elmer Chase time Okay, I don't want from Afi Maycock time.
No one is saying not to upgrade. We all for upgrades. My thing is the cost. How do we justify that cost? Let us know what this money, why did it jump all of those millions of dollars all of a sudden? We want you to be accountable with our money. We're not saying don't spend it, but spend it responsibly. Let's make sure we get value for the dollar that we spend. You understand? Don't just tell me, oh, we upgrading the system and it can cost $300 million, but we're going to upgrade the system. So just shut up. No, I want to know why it costs that amount. So no one is saying not to upgrade it. Erica is saying, if the programming will be completed for the 12% to become effective July 1st, then the 0% can be ready at the same time. It's the same program. I really don't see what the problem is. Yeah, we know that, Erica, but we know what it is. It's a quick money grab. That's what it is.
And the thing is, we all know historically in the Bahamas, look at the fact that same albatross of a building that's on Thompson Boulevard. The Bahamas government sucks at budgeting.
Very much so.
That building was supposed to cost us $5 million. How much it ended up costing us? You know, we it's not like we have a history of being good at this. No offense. So when you know you don't have a history of being good at something, you try to take baby steps, incremental steps.
Yeah.
No, you want to show all out. 12.5. I had extra 5 for the grind.
Tito is asking what you all think of businesses not giving the government VAT or not charging VAT. Now, that would have been a real protest that I think would have been effective. That would have been, in my opinion, the most effective protest is if the business community came together and said, you know what? No, we ain't doing this, because it cannot work without businesses complying, because businesses are acting as agents for the government, collecting agents.
By law, can they do that though?
Well, again, okay. So if let's say we have a large group of businesses that do it, what's the government going to do? Even if it isn't lawful, what are they going to do?
Well,
you can lock all the business owners up.
Well, we ain't got no space in the jail.
But you can't. That's how you force government's hands. So if enough business owners with enough employees had stuck together and said, listen, we ain't doing it, what would the government do? You going to lock up all of the big time business owners? Let's be real.
I don't know, but Bahamians have a history of not standing up. We are passive people.
I agree.
We just lay down and we just take bad treatment. And that's what irks me about my country. And the thing is, the more we take it, the more our successive governments feel they could pile more on you.
Of course.
And that's what irks me. It's just like, it's just a free for all. Just do what you like. Do whatever you want to do. Ain't no rule. Do you, boo.
And Kayla is saying, I believe if our people would stop just talking and do actions, we hire these politicians, we put these government in, why not make a difference and throw these familiar faces out? And that doesn't mean voting out FNM and putting PLP. Please, we need change. Hey, that's been my cry for how long now, Chrissy? I've been saying that for years.
Well, we've been saying, please, that's been said since 1978.
But then you always go right in the boot and listen to your Grammy or your Annie, or they catch you with, you go on the rally and they give you one straight and give you some rum, and you go right there and vote for them.
Look at the reality of the Bahamas situation.
What's that?
The reality of the Bahamas situation is that when you have these fuck up governments who ain't worth shit, and you go putting your vote elsewhere, them same stink bitches get in. How you think Penland was in power 25 fucking years?
But again, that's, you vote for none of them. Vote for none. You all keep voting for these same people over and over and over and over and over, recycling these same parties. You all see how the party system go. You all see what happened to Travis and McAlpine and the rest of them. If you don't go along with the program, you get cut down.
But that is the system. That is the system we've had since 1973. Ain't like people, and I know McAlpine and Robinson and Chipman and Miller want to make it a crusade, but it don't work like that.
No, and they can go right. Well, at least we don't see Travis then go and crawl back to the party to get, get back in their good graces.
I don't know if it's crawl back to the party, but I tell you, I believe.
Fired up.
Hold on.
Fired up. Come on, man. What you mean? You don't know if it's crawl back? He bring more lotion. He bring more lotion in Parliament to lotion up. So lotion Minus and lotion Diagolo. I mean, I was like, Jesus Christ, it hot already. You don't need all this lotion, man. Come on, man. Jesus, ain't nobody in there that ashy. Come on, man. Lotion right now. I said, come on, man. Let me get, but I knew what it was. You're playing both sides of the fence. You want one side, you want to say, see, people, I stood up for you and I knew you could take that 12%.
Travis gotta eat.
But Menace, I love you. Like people say you was my daddy and I love you and you're such a great man and I'm going to continue to fall. That's two sides of the fence. That's what being a politician is.
Travis gotta eat, because let me tell you about y'all Bahamians. When you stand up for principle, Bahamians don't be nowhere around you. You on
Well,
your very own.
well, I ain't gonna lie. We could agree to
Bahamians
that.
will throw your ass under the bus, the rug, the
While they
sink,
driving it,
or
they'll be driving it and throw you
it's
under it.
just I can't believe this where we at. You know, again, Gregory, I keep telling you, I believe the dream of independence that was sold to me.
Mm-hmm.
I really did. And so I just can't believe this is where we at. I just can't believe that this is the best of Bahamian ingenuity, dollar whining on the people. I just can't believe that this is where we at right now. I just, it's sickening. But
Yeah.
you know, what can you do? You live in the country.
That's what it
you
is.
do?
Now tell me what you think about let's get into, because you know what I noticed, we haven't discussed in all these episodes, we ain't really touched on immigration a lot, like our immigration problem. And it's been in the news a lot lately, especially with them. I think they hand out the final notice to say that they're
Yeah, I see
gonna
that.
shut down the
But
Shanty
but
Towns.
how you could fight to stay on land that you ain't have nothing to do with though? How you could? Because you know, I have a situation with a friend of mine. These immigrants were squatting on a land. Sorry, these Haitian expatriates were squatting on a land, and when she gone there, they try to fight her off her own land.
What? You serious?
I don't know how you could be wrong and strong.
Yeah.
Like how? And guess what? Y'all don't talk your shit to me because I keep telling y'all. Henri Christophe, the first king of Haiti, is my great whatever. So I'm just saying, just like the Haitian woman who said Hubert Minnis trying to appease Bahamians, who the fuck else he must appease? Like I don't understand how you could be so ballsy. You squatting on people's land, okay? Yeah, you getting raggy by Bahamians because they charging you what $10 a month to live there. But how you could be so bold?
Yeah, I never got that. I don't like when people are wrong and strong. I think, listen, if you get caught, if you're wrong, listen, don't stand up. And I hear a lot of, oh, well, where are they supposed to go? Where are you going to put them? And now, and you know me,
Why is that our problem?
And my thing is,
sorry, that came out too. Sorry.
I all for human rights. However, I am also for laws, rules, governance, and
I'm coming back
order.
home as a Haitian, so I could squat on some land and live rent free.
And that's the problem, Nasik, because let's be honest, we have a lot of Bahamians who are homeless, a lot of Bahamians getting put out, getting evicted, and they cry into the government and say, hey, well, where I supposed to go? Where y'all gonna put me? Now, my thing is, I don't want anyone to be homeless. I think homes should be more affordable. Apartments should be more affordable. All of that good stuff.
The government tried to make it affordable. Y'all couldn't qualify for the $30,000 line thing.
Well, that's a problem, right? That's a problem with the economy. But my thing is, I get all of that. However, if you are on someone else's land, but then again, let's touch on this because it's something that doesn't get touched on a lot. I mean, people brush across it. But what about these landowners that are charging people to put up these illegal structures on their property and nothing happening to them?
How long we been talking about this though?
But when we could do something about it?
Talking about it, Greg.
When we could do something about it?
Everybody said they could leak the list of who owned the land. From when the Mackey yard fire happened, we was going to hear who owned the land. You may remember when our boy John was representing one of the families who owned the Shanty Town where I grew up in Joe Farrington Road, where I grew up right across the street. Again, you can't even use your water where they done shit all in the water, so you can't even use your well water. Yes, you heard me. And so, you know, we heard one family come out who said that their father had gifted them the land upon his death and how they're trying to fix it now. We heard the man from the Mud and Pigeon Pea in Abaco trying to claim his land. Why is there no any kind of punishment for persons who have been benefiting from taking money from immigrants or even Haitians who are legal, who are in a bad bind? I know what it's like to be in a bind. Trust me. Most of us are one check from homeless.
Yeah.
But we have to ask the question, why has this system been allowed to flourish for so long?
Exactly. That's the key.
When you answer that, then we can have something to talk about.
That's the key. Liam is saying, I don't know if you guys are aware, but I had to send some registered mail to the States from the post office in Elizabeth Estates, and the entire form was in Creole. There was a half a English translation that didn't help me understand the form. And y'all know I'm not illiterate. That was pretty amazing for me to see.
Hold on. When Creole became the second language? Officially.
I don't know, but he said the whole form was in Creole. And my thing, excuse me, I don't get caught up on that stuff too much.
Because you paying our money. Now, let me just say for the record, we're all immigrants. Okay? We have been, many of us have been immigrants. When Bahamians go away to school, they damn immigrants. But when you come to a country and the language is English, it's like how in Miami they was trying to make Spanish a second language. You have to learn the language. So we printed out extra forms. The post office, what can't find my damn mail now? Have money to print out other form.
Mm.
You know what, Greg? I
Mm.
gotta stop doing this show because I just get too upset. I'ma just be here like most Americans, just chilling, not giving a fuck.
No, man, you can't, but you can't. And
No,
I mean, I get it.
I really, my attitude is changing. My attitude. I watch the shows that I do with you, and every show I'm like, shit, fuck, shit, fuck, yo, shit, fuck. You cannot continue to go on like that, Gregory.
No, I know, and I understand, and a lot of people feel the same way. A lot of people, and this is one of the most frustrating issues in the country. Anytime you hear people discuss this issue, you see like the anger just comes out of many Bahamians because it's been a frustrating issue for so many decades. And I think we are at the core to blame because, for one,
of course we are. It's
we don't
Bahamians' fault.
We don't protect our borders enough. We allow them to infiltrate too often. So we do a piss poor job of protecting the borders, and we also have allowed these structures to be erected over all this time for people to live in these structures, and now they have created communities, and now when you come to run it down, they can say, well, where you can put me because I done been here for 12, 13, 15, 20 years.
Can I ask something? And Lord, you know I love Haitian people. Okay? I love Haitian people. But even if you squatting, and I know we all have a level of poverty we dealing with, okay? But did you ever see that film where the man went back to the mud and took pictures of how the mud looks? Why everything gotta look dirty? Why you shitting in the ground? Why you can't build one outdoor toilet? Why everything gotta be hanging over the line, over the fence? Why it gotta look so fuck up? I mean, and again, there are nasty Bahamians, there's nasty Americans, there's nasty English people, there's nasty everybody.
And I was about to say,
shanty towns. That's must see why DeAndre said the straw house was in existence. Eh?
But somebody made a point. I heard on one show today. What was it today? Yesterday or some point this week. Someone made a point that they were saying, listen, you all think all the shanty towns look like that? So they got some nice homes there that look better than some of the houses in the Grove and True. Now let's be honest, now, Chrissy.
That's not that's the exception. That's not
no. But my thing is, I agree to a degree, and let me tell you which degree I agree with. Right, there are some homes in what we don't consider to be shanty towns and some more of the impoverished communities that look like shanty town, like they could qualify for being shanty towns based on the structure. And so we have to address that issue as well. But the big difference in that situation is that, and I could be corrected if I'm wrong, but oftentimes, or most times, if not all, those people own the land or their family owned the land or whatever. And they were built so long ago before, I guess we had these advanced structures or whatever. So there are some arguments as to why some look like that. But if we are going to rid our communities of these substandard housing, we have to do it across the board, in my opinion, as opposed to just the shanty towns. Yes, let's target the shanty towns, but let's target these other areas as well that would qualify as shanty towns based on the structure.
What is town planning? What is their goal? What is lands and surveys? Why do we have government agencies that are charged with, again, urban planning, zoning, building, permitting? What is Ministry of Works doing? So basically, we have an inflated civil service, inflated, that just taking money and ain't doing their job. Like, what is the point? We may as well just have anarchy.
No, I agree. That's why I say I agree with rules and laws. That's why I say my big thing is, and someone is saying there, who cares how nice, Jasmine is saying, who cares how nice the house is? If it illegally built, knock it down. And I understand that sentiment. I get it. I wouldn't just say go in there with the ball while people in the house and just knock it down. But
no, again, not while people in the house. But again, God, Bahamians can't be that thing.
But I mean, if it is illegal, and remember, you need a permit to build. So if you don't own the land,
and how you billing? How you turning on the electric saw?
This is so again, that's where the corruption comes in that allows this problem to continue to fester and grow. This is the problem. We are responsible. I can't go like some bush right across the road from where I live now. I can't go over there and just start to put up a structure on there. They'll come for me in a heartbeat. They'll come for me right away.
Use Bahamian.
But that's the problem.
I claim my Haitian blood. Guess what? When I come back home, we gonna build a shanty town.
And that's why I think a lot of Bahamians, that's at the root of a lot of frustration, is that if we were to do it, it would be different. You understand? They would come for us, they would stop us, shut it down, and
Of
even
course.
prosecute us.
We
But
tried to build a wall. We built a wall on our property. Again, in the same area where the Joe Farrington Shanty Town is. The permit, my stepfather, for some reason, the permit wasn't showing. He had a permit. Child, you'd swear that he was dealing drugs up in Cool Acres.
this is what I'm saying.
Carry on so illiterate.
This is what I'm saying, and that's the problem. I think a lot of the frustration is Bahamians see a certain group allowed to continue with these illegal actions when they know there's no way that they could get away with that.
And
that's a problem.
Let's be fair. It ain't just Haitians.
No, I agree.
That ugly skeletal teeth and man out life and key could have taken 3.2 acres of our land and accreted in the ocean, and ain't a shit happened to him.
Right, and notice.
Finland.
And notice, I ain't say Haitian. I ain't called no nationality. Anyway, but it seems as though any foreigner has certain privileges that Bahamians don't get to enjoy in their own country for some reason or the other.
Well, hopefully this 12% will spark the catalyst for Bahamians to say, we're sick of this bullshit. Hopefully more of these taxes being piled on you endlessly. Maybe that'll spur Bahamians to stand up, grow a pair of nuts, and do something. Because most Bahamians are passive, and most Bahamians want you to do the fighting.
And Myrnell is saying she has some land. Oh, let me don't say she. I know if that's a boy or a man or a woman. But Myrnell says, Myrnell. You never know these days with names.
Myrnell?
Listen, yeah. Listen to me. My sister named Ryan and my brother named Jamie. All right. So you never know with names these days. All right.
Well, this is true. Well, those names, yes.
Yeah. So Myrnell say, I have some land. I have to check it all the time. And that's another thing, Chrissy. This whole squatters, and there's a squatters law or something. Once you squat on land,
why in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas in 2018 you still have law like the Quieting Titles Act? Why you still have squatters' rights? I tell the people is be on our property telling us I've been here 20 years. I'm like, and I'll burn you 20 times. But that is them build all the structures, then I can deal with them.
And that's what we need to do. Why do these laws exist? Who benefits from these laws? Let's think about it. Think about it for a second.
We don't have to think about it. We know who benefits. The Quieting Titles Act has been on the books. You have some big-time law firms in our country who have been the queens and kings of the quiet titling. And it's still on the books. Why is there no land registry in the Bahamas 45 years after independence? Strokes chin. Why?
See, and these are the questions we need to be asking, and these I feel are the issues that we need to be targeting, because these are at the root of what has allowed this problem to continue to grow over this amount of time. Why? Why do these things exist?
Remember that commercial back in the day? Por qué demanda por qué? Which means why ask why.
No, I know about that commercial. When that come out? When that come out? I mean, I know you old, so you know that I ain't remember that one. When that come out, you got to remind me of when that come out.
Sorry about that. I don't know why these people Why these people calling me?
They must be calling to check your blood pressure. They see you running on.
Yeah, for real. Because Greg, your show, Greg.
They won't make sure you are right, man. They see the vein all in your forehead ready to burst and things. Now they making sure you ain't having an aneurysm. All right, Jasmine says, same damn gorilla who sit there as PM for all them years.
Sorry.
As the two biggest. Where you is? Hold on, where you is now?
The phone.
Hold on, let me bring you up on this one.
Okay.
Bang. Oh, jeez, look, we got two Chrissy love today. Let me hide.
Two Chrissy love?
Let me put that one. Man, we had two of you just now.
What?
you know one of you is freaking trouble. You can imagine two?
Man.
Well, mother's sake.
Some men are playing number two.
We had to shut down. The internet today.
Guess what? I echoing. I need to sign back out again.
Oh, I know you echoing. You echoing on your end.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't hear you echoing.
This how you sound. Oh, I don't hear you. I don't hear you.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, cut it down. Cut me down a little bit. Let's see if that'll work.
Okay, let me shut it down and come back.
All right.
Maybe there'll be three of me. Like a gremlin. Let me and I multiply by 3.
Lord, we can't take that note. All right, let's see. Wakesa, I think that's how I pronounce Wakesa says, Chrissy, I'm glad you on. Case Fred Smith talking ish. Want you feel sorry for them? I mean, Wakesha, we at the end of the day, we have to realize that they are humans. However, like Chrissy and I said earlier, I don't like when you wrong and strong with it. Like, come on. We understand and we recognize that you are human, but don't be big and brass and bold and bigoty and you know what I mean with it. If you're wrong, let's work together to see how we can situate you as best as we can with the resources that we have. Don't come and try and bully people and bully the government and, oh, y'all ain't gonna move me. I done been here for 30 years. Again, you've been here for 30 years. You should consider yourself lucky that you have gotten away with the illegal act for 30 years, as opposed to trying to bully people and force them to do things for you when you know you have broken the law. Don't be wrong and strong. So that's the issue that we have, at least the issue that I have.
So, Greg,
yay.
Fred Smith said he can sue the Bahamas government to keep the people on the Shanty Town line.
Oh, really?
What you think about that?
Well, you know, Fred Smith, see, my thing is, I think Fred Smith, this like something he's get off on now. It seems to me it's like he enjoys doing this now. He loves it. He is aware of, I think, in my certain aspects of the law that he can take advantage of, and the government does a piss poor job. And Smith,
Fred be just roasting the government.
I cannot blame Fred Smith. I blame the government because they have the power to change these inefficiencies and these loopholes that Fred Smith seems to always take advantage of. They have the ability to change these things, yet they don't. So if they want to get raggy,
I laugh a little bit when I see Fred roasting them.
Yeah, it's become a show now. Like that's entertainment now.
I like when he's kneel down and perform.
Yeah, boy, look at it. I honestly feel like Fred is just be getting straight up getting off. Straight up getting off on them. He enjoy it. There's something he love to do. Kiran says we better start squatting. Y'all think this is a joke? These people infest in our country and come in like thieves in the night. Let's do what they do.
How they getting in like thieves in the night? I like how a rickety ass sloop that I could walk faster than could sail from Gonaive to Curl Harbor by the Defense Force and nobody see nothing. Mm-hmm. Y'all babies need to stop y'all corrupt shit.
Hold on, Gerard. Say what's going on with the audio and video? What happened? Something wrong?
Yeah, no, it was doubling. I came back out now. It was doubling.
Oh, I wasn't hearing nothing. Hopefully it fixed. Hopefully it fine. Let us know if y'all can hear us. Okay, good. Let us know if y'all can hear us fine for those that tuning in. Randy Burrow says, don't be trumping. I don't know what that means.
Don't be trumping? Look here, can I tell you? Lord, I never thought I'd say it.
What's that?
Lord, Donald Trump?
Mm-hmm.
Lord,
Go ahead. Get it out.
Right now, the direction of the Bahamas.
Uh-huh.
I God doggone it prefer Donald Trump America. God forgive me. God forgive me. Let me be at the wall with the sign.
Y'all don't understand how major that was because Chrissy don't like Donald Trump could go into a burning building and save 6 children that only got one leg, and she will still find she's still gonna find something bad to say about Donald Trump. So for her to say that, you know we're doing bad.
I should. And I talked to my cousin the other night, right? You remember he used to pick me up from when he was talking about the island-wide blackout.
Yes,
Then he was talking about the gas. Then he was talking about just the stress. Then I said, you know what? He said, we miss you though. I said, I miss you. I don't miss the things. I just don't think that my equilibrium could stand the bullshit of home right now. And I know people are saying, well, Carrie Austin, with pleasure.
Yes. Terry Pender is saying, Greg, what I don't understand with them, they sent up to $2,500 home to Haiti a week. Band don't want to go home. Now, Terry, where you getting these numbers from? Now, see, what I don't want to do, what I don't want to do is to start throwing out random numbers and attributing them to people and what they send. You've been to cash and go with them to see?
No, but the thing is, Terry might have individualized it, but we all know that it has been reported, the millions that go home to Haiti every week. It's been reported.
Now, right, and if we got that, now this is what we need to do. If we get a number, if it's millions or whatever, where it come from. I ain't saying it right. I ain't saying it wrong. I don't know. But like I say, if we have this number,
Central Bank have it.
we then have to divide that by the amount of people that are sending funds, and then we can average out what that would work out per person. Because we say, like, come on, sending 25, someone sending home $2,500 a week. You know, people.
No, but
come on, many people don't make that a month in this country, so that's a lot of money.
What is that? What is that person doing to be able to? I think that figure is
Thank
high,
you.
but I think Terry's just looking at the overall.
Yeah, we got
Terry, the water on in a Lutria. See Terry mad right now because
yeah,
Terry,
yeah, and that's what I get it. You know, when you're frustrated, you know, you tend to exaggerate things and hyperbolize. You know what I mean? So I get it, but when it comes to numbers and we spitting out some numbers and facts, let's make sure we get it right. You know what I mean? I don't like to mix things up. That's why if I don't have something right in front of me, I will either ask someone to pull it up for me or I'll try to pull it up.
No, but she has a point though.
No, I get the point.
And
I get the point.
I say this myself. I say this to Haitian people who I know as well. If and it's okay to be proud and just like every May 18th when we have an issue with Flag Day in the Bahamas. But why don't more people go home and try and fix their country?
And I heard someone bring up a good point, Chrissy, and this was a good idea. You know how they got this sliding scale with the number houses, right? Someone said, okay, so because they brought up this whole, the Haitian population sending back to Haiti a large amount of money. They were like, okay, you all put VAT on the people. Why not increase taxes on the monies that they are sending out of the country? Because we know that money gone, leaving the economy.
That's been asked before.
So why not tax these money transfer houses more on the monies that are exported? They tax to a
degree now. Remember, you do pay some taxes and fees whenever you're sending money.
But why not increase it? You all increase VAT on us.
Yeah. Well, the thing is the taxation system. Like I tell you, unfortunately, the Bahamas government still operating in Pinland mode. Mm-hmm. We have changed very little from the 70s. Mm-hmm. The Ministry of Finance is the albatross around the nation's neck, where it's fully staffed with tons of people. But what the fuck they doing?
Yeah.
And with all that financial genius, we can't come up with better plans.
This is what I'm saying.
Why are we using this model that is not serving us?
I
don't get it. And and again, our boy who in charge now, love him dearly. All right? But you got to stop spinning and talking shit. Break it down and explain to people how you can collect all that money, put it in the hole.
And they do a terrible job at explaining
the
things.
Government's PR has been
terrible. Both administrations.
Oh yeah.
And Terry said she have proof. Well, Terry, if you have the proof, send it to me, please. If you don't mind, you could either inbox it to the under the rug.
No, Terry, don't send me the proof. I need you to give that person this email. You ready? TheRealChrissyLove@gmail.com. Tell them put a little something on it. They got $2,500 to send to Haiti. I need to know who that is.
Yeah, send me that proof. But again, I thought that was a great idea. I didn't think of it. Someone else said it.
Well, why don't we tax more things? Why don't we? Why don't we change the way we do things? Now, again, we saw certain changes in the budget with this current budget that goes into effect on July the 1st. Mm-hmm. We saw certain changes, but why don't we look at new modes of thinking and taxation? Mm-hmm. I don't understand why that's so difficult. If you have a Ministry of Finance with all these so-called smart people, so what are you doing?
Will ministers tell you why, Chrissy? Because they're lazy. And he say increasing taxes is the lazy way to do it. And he said that. That's his words, right?
When you're in opposition, you have all kind of hard mode.
But that's his words. So so essentially what they're saying is, man, listen, we could do all them things, but we won't be lazy, all right?
So he called himself lazy.
Of course he called himself lazy because he doing what he said was lazy.
I don't understand it, Greg. I just, the thing is, like, that's why I always ask from doing these shows again for a very long time, I say to myself, and I don't want to look at my people as sinister, but I have to ask myself, is all this shit intentional? Like, do you just not care about your people? Do you just want to defecate on people all your life? Like, you have generational defecation on people, and we don't change nothing.
I think it's a combination. I think it's a combination of intentional. I think it's a combination of incompetence. I think it's a combination of ignorance. So I think it's a combination of all those things. I think you have some people that intentionally are doing certain things. I think you have some people that are just straight up incompetent and just going with the flow. And I think you have some people that are just straight up ignorant of what they're doing or what they're supposed to do and just trying to get what they could get.
But why don't you just ask if you like? how you just walk? I have a friend who worked for Ministry of Finance, and I always tease her. I'd be like, how you just walk every day in these swishy stocking and red bottom shoe, knowing that you fucking up the country? How you just sleep at night?
I tell you,
Yeah, she
I
can't
tell you,
stand me. That's my
they
girl. She
convince
said, "Oh,
themselves that what they're
friends."
doing is good. They look at the good aspects and they focus on that.
You walking in
Wakishna,
with your swishy stocking, your big clasp on your neck, and thinking you doing good work while the
yeah,
nation going to shit.
yeah.
And you have
Uh,
big economist degree.
what that mean? That's only a piece of paper. Anyhow, you all put all these value in these
No, but
degree.
Greg, the thing is, I don't. It's not the piece of paper. The piece of paper tells me I am credentialed in a certain level of skill.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Not
expect a
really.
certain level of
You
skill.
could get certain pieces of paper without being
Yeah, you
competent.
ain't lie, but everybody buying degree. You see all
Trust
them
me,
PhD at home? How
Chrissy.
you get
Come
all
on,
them doctorate at home?
Chrissy. We know better than that, Chrissy.
No,
That
I
while it
still
should
think
give
that.
you an idea of someone's level of competence and what they can do or capability is, it should. We all know that there are workarounds and they don't really define what you're capable of doing. You understand?
Before I
Some of the
left home,
most,
I was
some of the
asking for an interview with Terrence Bastien, the Auditor General.
uh
Now, of course, I didn't expect him to say yes because he know he was going to get roast like a piece of corn. But
huh.
the thing is, who are these people with all this financial know-how who can't right-size the nation? You know how many people work for the Ministry of Finance? You know how much salary we paying every month to these people?
See again, what you got to understand, right, Chrissy? Those people tend to focus on straight numbers. You see Peter Turncrest, them, they looking at the numbers and eliminating all the other factors, just looking straight numbers. It takes creative, innovative, open-minded, progressive thinking individuals to do the kind of things that we need to do to move from this perpetual cycle of doing the same nonsense over and over. You can't just bring in numbers people just because they're good with numbers. That you need people who are good with numbers to work in tandem with people with innovative
Yes,
ideas.
but
You
then we
need a
have that.
team.
We have that in the Ministry of
Where
Finance. We
we're the innovative,
when I
creative.
do you know the people who I know who work for the Ministry of Finance? And then I say, well, are their hands just tied because they have to do the government's bidding and they want their job? Because it's hard to give up your C compressor when you're used to having that shit every day. So I just don't understand how you could have the skill set, but you do not. You have the theory, but you're not applying it practically. I don't. And the thing is, you see us sinking. The Bahamas, and I don't hate to be the voice of doom, but we're sinking fast.
No, I agree, but again, ability is not enough. Ability alone is not enough. So just because you're capable of doing something, that don't necessarily mean that you can get it done. We have a lot of people capable of doing a lot of things, but they don't get it done. You understand? You need the will, the determination to do these things. You know what I mean? And if you don't have that political will, if you don't have that determination, if you don't have that passion, if you don't have that fire to make sure that it gets done, you can just sit there and allow it to happen, whatever happens. You know what I mean? No matter how capable you may be. So it's a combination of things. And we don't have the right combination working in the right way. Like you say, we may have the talent there. We may have the people who are good with numbers. We may have some creative, innovative thinkers there. We may have all the people there that need to be there.
We have people who work at the central bank.
No, I agree. Like I say,
so why we can't implement it? But
again, because
that's how we ask payments though.
Okay, but let's okay. It's like this. If you if you buy furniture now, right? And you buy it unassembled, you buy something off Amazon and it come in the box. All the pieces there, but you have to put it together.
Read the directions.
You have to put it together properly because you could put things in the wrong. All the pieces could be there, but if you put this slot in the wrong place, it's not gonna come together.
But did it tell you to do that?
You need all of the pieces, and you need the pieces in the right places, and in order to put the entire project together. And that's what I'm saying. The pieces may be there, but we ain't putting it together properly.
Anyway, child, I'm an English major and journalism major. Let me ask you. I know how to write. Here's a letter to all of the people who fucking us over. Dear y'all, we hate y'all. Sincerely, bitches. Because let me tell you, mess up Bahamians is, and I have heard people who I know say this. You ready?
Go ahead.
Bahamians, especially black Bahamians, when they get to a certain level in life, like these people who's be shopping at them bougie food store out west and east and then, the bougie ones. They're in their mind, they thinking they've arrived because they could afford all that on their grocery. And when they eating their pouy fise and drinking their pouy fise and eating their pheasant under glass.
Eating their what?
Puifui drinking. It's a
What it
bougie
is?
wine that Bahamians love to drink. Or
Well,
like
see,
my dad
I
used to
must even
call it.
heard because I didn't even know what that
My
is.
daddy, Robin Williams, used to call it pussy fussy. It's called Puifui. But the thing is, because they have arrived and they can afford, like, I hear people on social media, oh, well, that's just the price of the groceries and we just have to go along with the program. And,
Oh,
I need my arugula with my shaved Parmesan. A lot of
oh,
Bahamians just forget who they is.
yeah.
And
Well,
so this is a status thing for a lot of us. So
uh-huh.
to go against it would be like, oh, well, you can't afford it, darling. If you
Mm-hmm.
have to ask, you can't afford it. Fake bitches.
Yeah, low self esteem. That's all. When you see people acting like that, seriously, low self
And it's
esteem.
always them set who come from tree pump in one yard who's act like that. It's
But not
always them
always, but
set.
usually, because you ain't used to you ain't had nothing your whole life.
Say
So
the
when
red
you get
lobster
there,
joke.
which one? Oh, you know, it ain't even red lobster. Like I tell you, it ain't even red lobster, Chrissy. Listen, if you get somebody, like I tell you, and it's the same me, people.
I
Don't
love
jump
when
on
you
me.
say that.
The comedian, and I wish I could find it. I can look for the clip because Chrissy, I need you and the audience to see this clip. But it's a comedian, and he say he loves to take out girls from the hood who ain't used to nothing, who ain't never had nothing, come from dirt poor, because he could take them to an inexpensive restaurant and they are impressed that the restaurant got ketchup and hot sauce, that they got salt
Knife
and
and
pepper,
fork.
that they got knife and
You
fork,
so
that they
stink,
got
Greg.
napkin for your lap and your mouth.
I
So
can't
he
stand you.
this is how you continue to do people. So you keep them in a position where they
Oi.
stay, like someone said, the system is built to oppress. You keep them oppressed, and so when you do one little piece of thing for them,
Grateful. Just grateful.
they grateful for that little piece of thing you
My
do,
Lord,
even
you
if it was
low
their right or if they deserve
expectation
it.
having bitches.
Yes,
No expectation.
keep them with low expectations, so you can do the bare minimum. And that's why I think Travis is winning right now, because of the low expectations. Because he ain't do nothing to impress me yet, but people
Are
are
all the
all
pumps out of bay in town? Is there
listen
indoor plumbing? Have you changed the landlord tenant legislation?
again. Like I
Not
say,
impressed.
I am not impressed, but many people are, because they are
Because you walk about, they so used to little.
so used to little, that the
Now,
little bit more that you do, they're like, oh yes, Lord, preach, he reach, I'll save it here. He is here.
you so stink, Greg. I can pour. Hold on. Let me pour you with this thing. I can pour you with a chalky rock.
Look here, you better don't break your phone.
Look here.
You better don't break that
Good
little
thing
piece
ain't
of
no
phone.
VAT on that.
No, well, hey, you ain't got to worry about that. We got to worry about that on
Boy,
Sunday.
look here. And I was saying to myself, because one of my friends going to go visit our favorite place, Taj Mahal. And they tell me, they say, Chrissy, you realize that's 27% more of the bill I got to pay?
Yes, and I heard some restaurant owners want to show their businesses will be impacted, because listen, some restaurants is charged 18 grat, so you're paying 30% to some. You know what is 30% on top of your
That's a
bill?
third of your damn bill.
Not it, and you know the food done expensive. They done raise the price on these things done overpriced, and so you want to throw another 30% on top of that. And plus, people like me who don't want to be cheap, who like to tip, we can still want to
Thank
tip a
you.
little extra. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's going to be impactful. I mean, hopefully, I don't know. We need the economy to do a lot better, because it's already a depressed economy, and the worst thing you could do in a depressed economy is increase taxes, because you are discouraging spending, you are discouraging stimulating the economy.
Who the hell could go out? And when I go out, I drink 4 tequila.
That's what I said.
6 times 4 is 24. I plus 15% plus 12%. What the fuck? I could buy a case.
Listen, I probably can go out this weekend just cause catch this last piece of 7.5%. Go somewhere.
Yeah, I tell you the day on my show. It's the last 7.5 grind. You better grind hard.
Boy, look, I bet I must need to find a restaurant to go to on Saturday.
So I can catch this.
Yeah. I got a hail manjin. And I see manjin in a minute. I know manjin probably can cuss me when I see how long I see her.
Man, look here. Manjin know we all busy and stressed out.
Yeah.
But I just want to say to Bahamians again, Greg, you and I are fortunate in that, and this is we have a certain level of education, socialization, know-how, entrepreneurship. But I feel for people who, again, the country has failed with its lack of education, with its under-socialization, those who have fallen through the cracks, those who don't realize the magnitude of the grind they're getting. So I feel for them. See, me and you, we as hustlers, we always gonna make it.
Yeah.
But a lot of our people just
Yeah, and I feel for them too. I empathize with them too, and hopefully, we as the majority come to the realization that doing what we've been doing all these decades ain't working, and we start to do things differently, because that's the only way it could change. You can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. That's the definition of insanity. So,
It's
people,
scary.
yeah, if you all want change, you got to do something different. And now, Chrissy, we done been more than an hour. Chrissy, time to go.
Okay, time to go. You know what I was thinking about with this VAT, right?
Yeah.
Even Wayne was teasing me because
Chrissy.
Patrina's talking about this. I say with VAT now, I used to tell Wayne, I say, Wayne, remember I used to tease me how I used to give you a whole 8-ounce cup of Ribena with a drop of white Ribena in it, mostly water. I said, you better be glad we ain't home now. You was going to get a little sprinkle of Ribena. And now Ribena not expensive.
Boy, like, yeah. Chrissy, tell the people where they can find your traps yourself on a regular basis.
Excuse me? You mean my trapsy?
Yes. Yes.
Well, every day I am on YouTube. Yes, I've left Facebook. I've left the books and gone on the tubes.
Left the books
YouTube,
for the tubes.
Yeah, on the tubes.
Yeah.
I'm in YouTube. And so I'm there every day between 2 and 4. I hang out with the Love Nest. I vent my spleen every day about what happening in my good country when I waste up my good foot dancing up on the field for independence. So I'm there between 2 and 4. You can look me up, youtube.com/C/Chrissy Love Live to the world.
The world, not just the city world, Craig, the world.
The world.
And Myrna is asking, you putting VAT on cookies? Yes, I am. I have to.
You better? What you mean? VAT on flour, VAT on butter, VAT on egg?
And let me tell you, everything got to go up. And I know people could complain, but let me tell you why you shouldn't complain. Hold on. Let me tell them why. I've been in business for 6 years now, right? 6 years, and not once have I ever raised the price of my cookies. Not once in 6 years. And I have absorbed many price hikes in the materials that I use to make the cookies. I absorbed all of those extra costs. And so now I am opening a storefront. Hopefully you guys come through and patronize on Mount Royal Avenue, 161 Mount Royal Avenue. We should be open in about a month. Yay. And so I will have to charge VAT because of not just the cost increase to me, but the revenue is gonna requires me to register for VAT now. So
of course,
please look out for the updated menu. We're gonna update it.
Just how y'all Bahamian men buying these other cookie with VAT on it.
Thank you.
Buy the cookie caterer cookies.
Thank you.
Add VAT on that.
Add VAT on that. But I can still, and watch this, I can still keep it around the price with what you used to pay, and I ain't gonna run out. You know what I mean? I understand.
That good. All them cookies for 1 mile of butler.
That's what I said. That's what I said. So it'll be around the same price. It ain't gonna be a major hike. I ain't trying to take advantage. And I understand it's a commodity. I understand it ain't a necessity. Well, for some people,
it is a necessity.
it is for a lot of people.
I went through withdrawal for the past 6 months. I finally catch myself.
Yeah.
When I over here eating other people's cookies, the size be chewing the cookies.
Dead waxing.
Attitude.
Yes, Terry saying give a number 4226524. Terry 4226524.
Okay,
but
hurry
folks,
up now. It's time to have 422 cookie or 42 cookie or something.
Well, I can see if anyhow I can announce I put in anyhow I can worry about that number later. But like I said, go ahead and check.
Sorry, I cuss so much on your show. I just get upset.
Listen, that you think that bother me? That don't bother me.
Cuss on my show though.
I don't care. And also, if you want to continue to support, please go to goundertherug.com. That's goundertherug.com, people. We have videos are up there. The audio is there.
We have a $50 drive. Everybody today who pledged $50, I give you some cookie when I come home.
What? Hold on, Chrissy. Chrissy, you selling Krabby for $50?
I said cookies. I didn't say Krabby. You see how dirty your mind is?
Sorry. See, now listen.
Hold on. Dirty your mind is? You're nasty.
Because you know why? Because you say cookie. You ain't say cookies.
You're nasty, Greg. I was going to buy some of your cookies in bulk and give them out to people. You know what? I gone because you're nasty.
But please support people. Go undertherug.com. Like us on Facebook. It's the Under the Rug Media. Search for it on Facebook. Like the page. Continue to support. Please share the video if you haven't already. And even if you have, share it again because it ain't gonna hate. It don't cost you no time. It don't cost you no money. Go ahead and share the video. Tag your friends. Continue to support. We love you. Until next time. Peace. Love you, Chrissy. Thank you.
I love you too, Greg.
Bye.